Wow, I'm really looking forward to the show tonight, Duncan.
Sean Cullen, Duncan Fremlin's my
How do
name.
you do, Duncan?
Yeah, pleasure
I
to meet
understand
you.
you're the premier banjo player in the country music world of Canada.
Well, that's what Douglas says, but...
What does he know?
Well, exactly. I'm the only one he's ever heard.
Right, and that's enough, really.
Although we are getting Meredith Moon in there tonight to join us at the Horseshoe, so she's pretty damn good.
She's beautiful, too.
She is.
What up, Mike? Toronto.
Yo.
Okay, on the beat.
You could rap along.
Is here to talk to you. He's Toronto Mike, and he's ready to do the things that you love. Talk to the folks you think aren't a great big joke. Hey, yo, it's time.
Welcome to episode 1845 of Toronto Mic'd, an award-winning podcast. Dunc, did you hear that? An award-winning podcast.
Unlike many others.
Proudly brought to you by Great Lakes Brewery. Order online at greatlakesbeer.com for free local home delivery in the GTA.
Gee whiz.
Free. Free as in beer. Palma Pasta. Enjoy the taste of fresh, homemade Italian pasta and entrees from Palma Pasta in Mississauga and Oakville.
Mamma mia.
Visit palmapasta.com for more.
That's a spicy meatball.
Fusion Corp's own Nick Iones. He's the host of Building Toronto Skyline and Building Success, two podcasts that you ought to listen to. RecycleMyElectronics.ca, committing to our planet's future, means properly recycling our electronics of the past. And Redley Funeral Home, pillars of the community since 1921.
You're gonna die.
And this episode also brought to you by Banjo Dunc Productions. Just like the old days, Mike.
And then the pandemic destroyed our partnership.
That's
Do
right.
you remember that?
Yeah.
Remember the pandemic?
I do.
Well, how long do we have to wait before we have nostalgic pans for a better time? A global pandemic.
A few more deaths, I think.
Well,
By the
if
way-
there are deaths, you can go to the funeral home that sponsors this incredible award-winning podcast.
No
Sean,
coincidence.
I literally scheduled a pickup for 10:30, so Dunc, you got 20 minutes.
Okay.
By the way, I haven't yet actually told the great listenership of this award-winning podcast. I haven't told them yet that returning to Toronto Mic'd, it is Sean Cullen
Hello.
and Banjo Dunc Fremlin. Banjo, you're from Whiskey Jack.
That's right.
Okay, great to see you both.
It's great to be in this cold basement. Thanks for the invitation, Mike.
It's really not as cold as you think, Duncan. I mean, it's warm in that it's incredibly friendly.
Well, keep your hands above the table, Sean, if you don't mind.
And your eyes on the stars.
See, I couldn't afford one of those, deep freezers that, you people have in their basements. So I just lowered the temp so I can
Let
keep
me
the
just
lasagna
push
down
this
here.
side of beef aside.
We're hanging meat in the basement today. Hey, honestly,
Have you seen Duncan? Yes, he is hanging meat.
right off the top, okay, so it's February 9th. I got to say this off the top, and then we're going to get into it. I'm so excited, to see my dear friend Banjo Dunc again.
Bless your heart.
And we're going to run through our ongoing history of you bringing great guests into the basement.
Is this
no
on
exception.
video as well?
Yeah, you're
Oh,
looking
people
amazing.
can see us.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you look amazing. But Sean, you've been over here before.
I have.
Going to tell the listenership that you were here in June 2018, but
Yes.
it took almost like 5.5 years to get you back.
I know.
So, what took you so long? I am a big Sean Cullen head.
Well, you didn't ask me. I guess that's the key to this.
Did I forget to?
You didn't ask me to come back. I felt somehow rejected,
Mike,
and also
Mike.
maybe I let you down.
You need people. Your people have to get a hold of Sean's people. You don't have people, Mike.
I don't even have a person. I rarely even have myself.
We're going to tell the listeners that they can find that episode with Sean Cullen if they want to see the A to Z, because we go through like your ongoing history. And here's what I wrote at the time. I wrote, Mike chats with Sean Cullen about Corky and the Juice Pigs, his many television appearances,
Yes.
so that's Mad TV and everything, and trying to make it in Canadian comedy. I guess you deliver the real talk and what it's like to be a Canadian comedy genius.
Well, I don't know.
So you asked Ron James, and then you told us what he
I
said.
came over here. He's not a genius, but he seems to never stop talking.
Do you understand half of what Ron James says when he gets into one of those runs.
It's hard as the hobs of hell. Yeah, whatever.
What about you, Dunc? Are you a big Ron James fan?
Yeah, the older I get, the harder it is to keep up. That's the thing. The brain doesn't work as quickly as it
He has
used
an
to. But
enormous head.
Ron does?
Yeah, it's
I've never
very
seen him in
big.
person.
Compared to his actual body, it's enormous. It's really just a life
Okay.
support system for his head.
I'm giving you, Sean, a Ridley Funeral Home measuring tape, and you,
good.
Dunc, you got a drawer full of these. I'm
I
giving
do,
you another,
thank
but
you.
we can measure Ron James's head because I'm dying to know what we're talking about there.
It's big.
It's big. It's a big one. Okay, so I'm going to get this off the top, and we'll revisit this because we're going to talk a lot of Stompin' Tom. But I discovered something interesting when I was prepping for this app. But today, am I right? Is this the 90th birthday of Stompin' Tom Connors?
It is. There's stuff all over the internet. There's Richard Fullhill posted a special Substack this morning about it. Yeah, this is the day, and we're going to end up at the Horseshoe Tavern tonight. Sean and I and the band at the Horseshoe Tavern tonight,
To celebrate.
February 9th.
Okay, so I hope the hardcore listeners jump on this episode immediately.
I like the softcore listeners too.
But they don't get to it till a week later,
Yeah,
so they're going to miss this event tonight. So tonight at the Horseshoe, how appropriate for Stompin' Tom Connors. And we're going to get into Stompin' Tom soon. But am I right that is Meredith Moon going to be there?
Yeah, I invited Meredith. She's going to sing Tom's a song called Prairie Moon, which Whiskey Jack recorded with Tom back in 1993. And she's also going to sing East City Blues, one of her songs. So very, very excited to join. She and I are even talking about doing some collaboration in the future. I think it's a really good fit, the band, with her songs, because we went to see her at Hughes Room, Douglas and I, a few days ago, and we were just talking to each other about, wow, this is good. This could be a good fit for us.
You mentioned Richard Flohill.
Yeah.
Did you read his piece where he basically...
Yeah.
What's the Latin term for that when you say, oh, I was wrong? There's a Latin term for that. I know
Mea
this.
culpa.
Yes. This guy, that's why Sean's here. He speaks Latin here, okay? But I was reading Flowhill's like, I was wrong about Meredith Moon. She's amazing, and it's amazing she'll be joining you too. So what can people expect tonight? Like, how do they get tickets? What time does it start?
I talked to Ben at the club a couple of days ago, and they're holding back tickets to be available at the door. $20, Mike. Come on, for crying out
bargain.
loud. We're keeping it accessible so that anybody can come to this thing.
Well, bless you, because you can't get a latte anymore for $20.
No.
No,
Exactly.
you can't.
No.
And we also have, who else we got? We got, Mike Kerr.
Mike Kerr.
Holy cow. Do you know about Mike Kerr?
Remind me about this wonderful man.
Yeah, really. Just an up-and-coming singer, guitar, amazing musician.
I like all the mics, you know that.
And then the neat thing about when I watch Mike perform either at the Cadillac Lounge or wherever I see him, not Cadillac, sorry, Cameron House.
Is he related to the singing mayor?
No, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
Ben
Oh,
Kerr.
I know that guy. No,
Ben
Oh,
Kerr
you know what?
ran
Maybe
for-
he is. I don't know.
He's cut from the same cloth, I'd say. Although I lived at Charles Street and Young, and I used to see the late great Ben Kerr going through the garbage at
Yeah.
the Young Bloor TTC stations.
That was a long time ago.
Looking
back in
for
the
a sixth
Right.
string.
Right.
He never had all the strings on his guitar.
Right.
One of those,
What a legend.
But one of those Toronto characters. There's so many of them over
There's
the years.
And he
him.
wore that sweater to tell you who he was.
Yeah,
Remember?
that's
It said,
right.
I'm
Yeah.
Ben Kerr.
Singing mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the other guy is the guy who used to sell papers at the Carlton subway, or, he would go, paper, get your paper, paper. That guy.
Yeah.
I could do 90 minutes on great Toronto characters
Mm-hmm.
through the years. It's what really gives the city some texture.
That's right.
Yeah, then there's the woman that used to stand on the overpass at the Parkway, and she'd be dressed in this white gown.
the legendary.
And I don't know how many accidents she caused over the years.
She's a ghost.
That's a legendary
Haunted
figure.
overpass.
Well, speaking of ghosts, so big celebration for Stompin' Tom Connors' 90th birthday. We're going to get into it, but since we've already you mentioned Cadillac Lounge, you mentioned Richard Flohill, you brought Duncan.
Yeah.
You brought Sean Cullen back because I erroneously, an oversight, we bumped into each other at a Tragically Hip event.
That's right. Oh, was that the one where it was upstairs above the, what was it called?
It was across from the Dome.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like it was, what's that place called? Owned by Cineplex, but
Oh, I know what you mean. It's
Yeah.
called the Rec Room.
yeah, okay, thank you. This guy finishes my sandwiches. I like that. Okay.
Good.
So I want to say hello to JD, who is the guy who put on this hip event. And then I'm there. And it's funny because the next year I came in and I said, oh, no Sean this year. And he's like, yeah, this year Sean's going to be played by Tara Sloan from Joy Drop.
Well, she's very much more beautiful than me and sensuous.
That says you. I think it's debatable.
Yeah, exactly.
But then she was my most recent guest.
I saw that.
She is quite beautiful.
She is lovely.
She's no Dunc, but she's
Sloan,
all right.
Sloan with an E.
Right.
That's right.
Well, did you hear my... I'm going to share it with you, too, because you're such fans of Canadiana. But Tara Sloan is a teenager, like 15 years old. She's growing up in Nova Scotia. She's in Halifax. She's working at the Halifax Sam the Record Man with a chap named Jay Ferguson. Okay? Jay's got a few years on her, but they're both working at this record store. So they're colleagues. You know, Jay is one of the nicest people in the country. He's like Halifax's version of Sean Cullen.
Oh,
Yeah, like really nice guy.
I'm sorry for him.
So shortly thereafter, a band forms and is given the name Sloan.
Right.
And every time I have these members on my show, all 4 members of Sloan have been in the basement, I always ask them the question. I say, hey, like, where did Sloan come from? And I get what I deem personally, I deem it a bullshit story about we had a buddy, we called him the Slow One. Slow One became Sloan. It never really, Dunc, I'm being honest, it never sat right with me. Like, it never made sense.
I thought it was the name of the urinals.
You know what? There are urinals named Sloan.
That's right.
Or even, what's that great movie? Ferris Bueller's Day Off had a character named Sloan.
The girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Yeah, Mia Sarah. I agree. She's also stunning, like Tara Sloan. But all this is to say, I have now wondered aloud with Tara, and I need to confirm it with the boys from Sloan. But perhaps they named their band after this attractive young Sam the Record Man employee, and they just changed the spelling. What do you two think about that?
I think it would have been a statutory situation. She was 15, not of age.
I think girlfriends and wives of Sloan might have not approved of this.
Well, we're not talking about anything. I know you're making it funny there.
Untoward.
Nothing untoward. They're just naming their band Sloan because they like the last name of this Sam the Record Man.
I
Sloan.
believe it's just looking at urinal after urinal across the country and seeing the name Sloan on it.
Subconsciously, it was just embedded.
Yes.
It's a conspiracy, let's face it.
Before we get into more Stompin' Tom and more catching up, I noticed that, Dunc, you joked earlier that I need somebody to help me with this show because how did I not invite Sean Cullen back for a return? I needed you to do it. So I actually went through the archives. There's 1,845 episodes, and I went through each episode. This took me all weekend, okay, Dunc? And I'm like, who has Banjo Dunc brought onto the program Toronto Mike? Okay, can we do this? You want to
let's
go
do
in
this.
order?
Well, I'm trying to remember. I know I brought...
Let me do it, and then
okay,
you can
okay.
react, and then we'll
Okay.
see. Sean can tell us if he's impressed or not. Okay?
Yeah,
That sound
go,
fun?
go.
Okay. So firstly, we meet because you come over in January 2020.
Jeez.
That's your debut, Banjo Dunc.
Well, let's be frank. I bought my way into this show. Let's be frank.
Let's be frank.
It cost me...
Home of real talk.
It cost me, Sean, I'll be blunt here. It cost me, I think,
Whoa.
$2,000 to be a guest on this show. That's so...
It's
so
called
let's-
payola.
the Canadian way.
I got to eat too, okay, Dunc? And
You
my
gotta pay
kids
to
got
play.
to
Oh,
eat
No,
university.
but you, as you told me when we sat in my living room that day to negotiate this deal, you biked up. You told me that I was getting a hell of a deal. That the normal price was $45,000, but for you, Dunc, I'll give you $2,000. So
Okay, so I can't remember how you got on the show. I'm just glad you got on the show. Okay, maybe you cut a check.
I was an ad. I bought ads. Remember?
Of course I did.
Yes.
Canada is a
Whiskey
pay-to-play industry.
Right.
Yeah, if you want to be a star, you got to pay through the nose.
Right.
And then, even then, you're completely obscure.
Shout out to Ron James. Okay, so this is important. January 2020, you come over, you kick out the jams. You may have bought your way on as a sponsor, but then the pandemic hits in like March 2020, and that's what really messes up the whole Whiskey Jack Toronto
Yes.
Mike thing because you can't perform for a while, and that sucks.
Yes.
I don't want to talk anymore about that. But I will say, you came back, you brought a gentleman. This is now March 2020, so I guess it's pre-pandemic, maybe days before this pandemic shut things down. You mentioned the Cadillac Lounge. Do you know who owned the Cadillac Lounge?
Oh, Sam Grosso. I brought Sam in. Right.
Sam's
Forgot
delightful.
about that.
We just did a show.
We did a show with him.
in Belleville. He produced, and he has a new venue there called Sam's Place, which he wants us to come back and do.
Because he owned the Elmo, right?
No, he owned
no, but at
graffiti. He
at some
did
point-
have
He was a
money
part
in the
owner in
Elmo.
the Elmo. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know I'm going to play the Elmo in May?
you are.
I played it in about 1988 with the Forgotten Rebels from Hamilton.
Of course.
With Mickey DeSadist.
Okay, who's in this new movie Kyrie Papoots just directed? I just had this director named Kyrie. You'd like this guy, actually. And he's got DeSadist as a actor in this thing. It was filmed in Hamilton.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. So Sam Grosso, again, just react to all these
I
names.
have one short story.
Go ahead.
So, Mickey DeSadist, one of the guys in our group smoked a lot of dope. He was smoking backstage, and you could do that. And he said to Mickey DeSadist, "Hey, is there an ashtray here?" And Mickey DeSadist said, "You're standing on it, man." And then at that point in punk music, the thing was that people would spit on you from the audience. And Mickey DeSadist was so angry at the crowd. "Stop spitting on me! Stop spitting on me!" And it was hilarious because he's singing like "Bomb the Boats and Feed the Fish" about the Cambodian boat people, and angry that someone's spitting on him. That's
a great impression of him, though, because he's in this film. That's a great impression.
"Stop spitting on me!" And he works for Stelco, right? Didn't he?
I'm guessing everyone
I think
in Hamilton
all of them did. Yeah.
They all did. Okay, so
Sorry, I interrupted.
No, please, I love it. So that's March 2020 with Sam. About a year later, March 2021. I'm so glad he's still with us. Okay, I was worried. Brian McFarlane.
Oh yeah, we got Brian. Yeah,
Well, you did that.
yeah, right.
How's he doing?
I think he's doing fine. He's still publishing a book not very long ago, and he's part of the NHL alumni luncheon program.
I bet you he eats that way every day.
Now, isn't his father Franklin W. Dixon?
Yes.
Who wrote the Hardy
The
Boys?
Hardy Boys books.
100%.
That was his pen name.
Yeah.
It was McFarlane was his real name.
Yeah,
That's exactly correct. And Brian, how old?
Scintillating
Now,
save.
here's the neat thing about Brian, and he's like a lot of older guys like this. He's planning 5 years from now. He's got books in his mind that he wants. He's trying to get a publisher.
At that age, you shouldn't even buy green bananas.
No.
Right?
no,
No. You shouldn't buy large packs of toilet paper. You should go roll to roll.
And he's got a 5-year plan.
he's got a 5-year plan.
Guys like that are putting Ridley Funeral Home out of business.
Yeah.
As far
Damn
as
it.
I'm concerned.
Damn it.
They're called super agers.
So how old do we think he is now?
Oh, I wish I knew.
have to
I'm
Google that. I'll
sorry.
Google it while
He's
we
in the
chat.
90s anyway.
No, he's well into his 90s. I'm sorry.
Only because
I
you
don't
have
know.
there's somebody coming up who can compete with him, I think, on the age front.
His
But
new book is called "I Can't Hear You."
Speak up. 94 years young, Brian
Jesus,
McFarlane.
Murphy, my mother today is 95.
Oh my gosh.
Is this her birthday today?
Today.
Okay, it's the same date. So
As Stompin' Tom.
Stompin Tom, happy birthday.
Oh, she's, I went to see her on Saturday after we did his show
That's amazing.
in Lindsay. It was a great show in Lindsay at the Academy Theater. Brilliant time. And she's doing great.
Well, you know what? I don't know if this will get to her, but I do have in my freezer right now, Mr. Cullen, a
My
frozen.
mom? Oh,
Can I sing her my birthday
Hold
song?
on, I have to
Sure.
finish my thing here, and then you're going to sing that song.
Sorry,
Okay,
what?
I'm in the middle of telling
okay.
Sean.
I'm
I have
hooking
a-
her up with Brian McFarlane. We're going to date each other.
Palma Pasta sent over a frozen lasagna for Sean Cullen. It's in my freezer right now.
Oh, my God.
I want that to get to your mom. You want to sing that song, Dunc?
What's her first name?
Rita.
Rita is a fine young gal. She lives in Peterborough town. Today she has a birthday with all her friends around. She puts on her son's underwear. She wears it front to back. And she picks his belly button when she needs a bedtime snack.
Oh. Yeah, all of her friends are dead.
Right. That's what happens.
Yeah.
95, eh?
Yep.
All right, happy birthday to
She
Rita.
tends to tell me the same stories over and over again within one visit. So
That's a
it's
bad
not
sign.
great, but she's still
But
alive.
do you act surprised each time?
Oh my God, Mom!
What did you say?
Really?
Yeah.
The guy across the road is doing renovations? It's amazing.
Sean, there are a couple of guys in the dressing room each week that you play with that are telling the same stories every day.
I heard this one before.
So you guys
Anyway.
play hockey together?
Yes, we do
A few
still.
times a week, yeah.
How long have you guys been, like, guess this is how...
2001, we've been,
Wow.
maybe before that we were playing pickup, but we were on the same team from about 2001.
Before that, yeah. So
25 years now.
Stupid.
I just did that math like by myself. No one, you see me, I didn't even go to...
And Duncan is exactly the same as he was then.
Is that right?
A rat. He's the Ken Linsman of our skate.
I was going to say, he's the rat. Okay, so Brian McFarlane would have called him that. So, okay, so Brian McFarlane, but then a year later, only a couple months later, I'm very generous to you. That was worth the $2,000.
He had to get his money worth.
Yeah, $2,000. You got more than that. Andy Curran was the gentleman you brought on Toronto Mike in May 2021.
was it that long ago?
Yeah.
Wow, it seems like
Time
yesterday
flies.
Andy was on.
Andy Curran, that was a big deal too.
What about Brian Good, Brian and Susie?
Well, I'm doing this in
Moving
reverse.
through it.
Oh, really?
I know.
you're
I'll
doing
go
it
ahead.
in
Chronologically.
order. I see. Sorry.
Then in October 2022, so we had a little break. Maybe that was the pandemic. I don't know. But Brian Good,
Yeah.
what an episode.
Yeah, we had some great stories there, eh?
All these are good episodes.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing well here. But
Is that Amy? What you
No,
wanna
no,
do?
you're thinking of, is that, Pure Prairie League.
Sorry.
Did that.
Shoot.
No.
What's their
The Good
big
Brothers
song?
are Fox on the Run.
Fox on the Run. That's the one.
Yeah.
absolutely, the Good Brothers had former Maple Leafs manager Pat Burns, coach, I guess. Pat Burns would play with the Good Brothers on occasion.
They turned 80 this year, the brothers, the twins.
You know what a family, right? What a family.
Yeah.
But then a year later, I guess it's March 2023, the aforementioned Richard Flohill was in the basement thanks to you, Banjo Dunc.
I had to drive him here and listen to all his stories all over again. But no, we drove through a snowstorm to get here.
He gave you a terrible review as well.
Yeah.
But he later
He's going to regret
yes,
it.
but in about 15 years, he's going to go on Facebook and say he was wrong about you.
Right.
That's so nice.
Like Meredith Moon.
Yeah.
How old do we think Richard is? He's younger than Brian, right?
I'd say 87.
Okay, I'm going to search it up.
Jeez.
But it is wild that Richard doesn't seem to be slowing down at all. Like he
he was
People
at
are begging him to.
he was at the show at Hughes Room the other day
Yeah.
with Meredith Moon. He walked in.
well, that's because I just mentioned earlier, he
Yeah.
wrote that piece about he was wrong about her after seeing her at Hughes Room.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to FOTM Jane Harbury.
Yes.
91 years young,
Yes.
Richard
God damn.
Flohill.
Yes.
Wow.
Still as bitter as ever.
Sharp, though, in a sharp sort of way.
You came back in December 2024. Sean's like, what am I doing here? We're going to spend all 90 minutes going through
I love
it.
talking
In
about
December.
these people I have no idea about.
Well, yeah, let us know if you don't know these people. But you might know this name, Douglas John Cameron.
Oh, that's a lovely man.
Finally. Took
You
so
know,
long
his
to get him
current
here.
beard, he has no mustache and a beard, and he looks like an Amish gentleman.
Wasn't that also a great episode?
It was. Well, it was built up. The stories have been built up. And really, what an amazing musical story he is.
Yeah, he's
Canadian
amazing.
story.
Okay,
And if you're kids of a certain age,
Oh, yeah.
you're
Yeah,
watching
he's the
Treehouse
guy.
and he's the man.
Yeah.
He's the Raffi of your generation.
Well, move over Fred Penner.
Please.
Fred, much like you, Sean, came to the basement with a pretty rad hat.
Well, Fred's a real bohemian.
I'm a big Fred head as well. Now, this is a big one, and I'm dying to know if, shout out to Ridley Funeral Home, I'm dying to know if Sean Cullen knows this name, but when you brought over Donna Ramsey Anderson, I think about that ep on the reg. That was fantastic, Dunc.
Yeah, wow, I'd forgotten.
That was last May.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Because remember, her husband was with her, and we had to keep him off the mic because it was the Donna show, and he wanted to take over a little bit.
Yeah. But again, Canadian institutions on TV. Think about this, on TV every week for 17 years.
What show was it?
Tommy Hunter show.
Oh, right.
Which you were also on, Dunc.
Not for 17 years.
No,
Holy
I didn't
cow,
say
no.
17 years, but you were on the Tommy Hunter
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
I remember watching it as a child, as a really young child.
Me too.
I always
Dunc looked the
marveled
same back
at
then.
Tommy Hunter's complexion. It was not good. Like he had a lot of acne scarring. Am I wrong?
You can bet he had a tough teenage period.
situation. But he was a brilliant musician.
But on those old 13-inch black and white TVs, who could tell?
Nobody.
Yeah, right.
I
Exactly.
could, I guess.
Well, you had one of those fancy televisions.
Yeah,
You
that
could
had
see all that
you
stuff.
could see a picture on.
I want to get serious with you, Dunc, for a moment.
Sorry.
Before I play something. I know, don't be sorry. Once in a while I have to get serious, but I'm going to get serious for a moment here. Can you please share with us a story or two about Howard Willett?
Oh, thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. That's, wow. Last time I was here, if you recall, my guitar player, Paul Wickham, had just died, and the 2 days before. And now, this coming Sunday at PAL, which is Performing Arts Lodge on the Esplanade,
Love
which is
that
where
place.
that's where Howard lived. They're going to have a celebration of life, and all. The who's who of the Toronto music scene will be there undoubtedly in the
Will
afternoon.
Dave Bedini be there?
I wouldn't be surprised. Howard was one of these guys, Mike. Not to say that there aren't a lot of likable people in the music business, but in terms of the top 5, Howard is right up there. So, in other words, there aren't many people who did not like, or there aren't many people, if any, that he pissed off. If they ever have a celebration of life for me, for example, that's not likely going to happen, but it's going to be sparsely attended. But Howard, everybody
true.
loves Howard. Besides the fact that he had his voice and his harmonica playing was soulful as hell. We had this off-stage banter going, and Howard and I were both Northern Ontario boys. So just quickly, we kind of thought of ourselves as these tough Northern Ontario hockey players because we played hockey. Him and Perry Sound and me and Sault Ste. Marie. So in my mind, he was just Reggie Fleming. He was this son of a bitch. And so every time I call him on the phone, I call him Reggie, or I call him Kenny Warm, or Stan Makita or somebody. So it was an ongoing thing. Anyway, we loved Howard, and a big loss.
And he was a harmonica player.
Amazing, really. The tone he got out of that thing was unbelievable.
Now, there's a regular visitor to the TMDS basement here named Bob Willett, who's on the air right now at Indie 88. He's a longtime radio guy, and he does the Toast episodes with Rob Pruce from Spoons. And Bob Willett has an E at the end, but I'm just, for the listenership, I'm just sharing. So Howard sans E.
2 L's, 2 T's.
Willett without the
No,
E.
Willett.
So, Willett.
Willett.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? It. That's because Bob. I think it's Bob. So Willett. Okay.
Yeah.
So Howard Willett, who was a longtime harmonica player with Whiskey Jack.
And the Bebop Cowboys and many other bands for, his entire life.
And he passed away on New Year's Eve, 2025.
Yes.
So I'm sorry for your loss,
Yes.
Banjo. I see. I'm going to ask a question of Sean Cullen because I see on
I
that
just
watch
had to
there.
send a message to my son.
Oh, yeah.
He's in jail. No, he's not.
How old is your son?
He's 18.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
going to University of York to study film. So he's out for a big payday.
Well, I'll hook him up with
In
Kyrie
Canada.
Papoots, and they can make some movies with Mickey Sid.
That would be
Sadis.
amazing.
Yeah, well, or Alan Zweig. I think there's another guy you can check.
Okay.
Did you hear the most recent Alan Zweig episode of Toronto Mike Banjo?
No, I have no idea who that is.
Okay, we'll move on then. Moving on. Okay, so I'm going to play something because I just want to, and again, if people want the Sean Cullen deep dive, I've done that, so I'm not going to repeat myself, but there's a song I want you to know, Sean. There's a song from Corky and the Juice Pigs that I, like, so non-ironically, not as a comedy song, not as anything. I put it on my playlists all the time because I legit, sincerely love this as a song, not just as something
Good.
that makes me laugh, not just as something that amuses me. So I'm going to play a bit of it.
Oh,
I'm wondering if Banjo Dunc knows this song.
No, I don't.
it's our tribute to REM.
Although this is like the Cult.
Hey, hey, no, here I am. I'm here now, here I am. I'm standing, I'm right here, here I am. On my legs, I'm standing here. Under me there is a place, and I'm standing on it. Here I am, and I'll be here forever. Unless I move over here.
Do you see how that moved across the...
Remember how we dreamed. Remember how I know you're there because at the end of my look, you're there. I have eyes in my head and I love you. When I look at you, you sometimes see me. If you're looking at me and if you're not looking, then you don't. But I love you, love you. How we dream. Remember how we scream.
Sean, as you listen to this in the headphones, please tell me, what are you thinking? What are you feeling?
I don't remember it at all. No, it was quite a good song. It was fun. We did a video for it.
Yeah, Much played it quite often, as I recall.
And it was silly. I mean, just because, I can only make fun of people I actually like.
Right.
So R.E.M., I'm a fan, and I don't think he would have liked it. But he was Michael Stipe was a very cantankerous man. But we were in Ireland touring, and he was in Ireland as well. And someone asked him about it, and he said, no, he just didn't like it. So that's fine.
He wasn't flattered.
No, he just hated being mocked.
Very different from the story I hear from Stephen Page, for example, when Sean Lennon told him that Yoko loved Be My Yoko Ono.
Oh, I bet she would. She loves any attention. I just saw this weird, but John Lennon hosted the Mike Douglas show for a week in the mid-70s.
I was there. It was the big event.
It was insane.
Yes.
And she was up there just, hi, like Chuck Berry was on, and they were doing like Roll Over Beethoven, and she was just standing there going, hi. It was ridiculous. It was great, though.
I was at the 1969 rock and roll revival at Varsity
I saw
Stadium.
the doc.
I went with my sister. That's how big a loser I am.
You're cool.
And she, when Yoko came on and threw the blanket over her head and started wailing, my sister started booing. And I looked at her and I said, "You can't boo Yoko. Come on."
Yeah, you can.
But at least she had a sense of humor about Be My Yoko Ono.
Sure she did.
Yeah.
Unlike Michael Stipe, who apparently did not appreciate it. And I want to make sure Dunc knows, when this song's called Remember, you have to visualize the R-E-M in Remember as all caps.
Capitalize, yeah.
Right.
I took a note. Very clever, and I always loved it. And very different from something like this, for example.
Oh, right.
White and black, the friendly bears of China. White and black, they rarely reproduce. What shall be done about these Chinese bears? What shall be done about these friendly bears? Die, they must die, the pandas must die. Die, they must die, the pandas must die. Yay! Why should we save them? What good do they do? Have you ever seen a panda do something good for you? They can't wear t-shirts, they can't bounce basketballs, they can't walk tightrope over Niagara Falls. Die, they must die, the pandas must die. Die, they must die, the pandas must die.
Now I'm going to ask Banjo John, because he listens to pandas in the headphones. What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
I'm thinking, would that sell today, Sean? Were you ahead of your time?
I think we were ahead of our time on a lot of things. It was just hard to be popular in Canada, like to make an impression. It was a different time, because nowadays you have all this social media stuff. If this was around now, it'd be everywhere on social media. But we had to just find a way to get onto network TV.
So how many in the band?
There were three.
3 people made all that noise?
Well, we had some session guys come in to do like the saxophone and things like that.
Okay. It just seems to me like that's good production, really good production.
Yeah, it was really excellent. Yeah, I like the album. That album, Eponymous, was the Pig Nose album, and it was really good. I thought they did a really good job on it.
Super fast moving. It just seems like this is contemporary stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're preaching to the converted over here. I think when Sean was over here the first time, we had a great conversation about why wasn't Corky and the Juice Pigs? Why weren't they bigger?
Well, great name right off the bat.
well, people didn't know what to do with us. Like there were 3 of us. We were weird and frenetic, and in Canada, like people say, "Oh, why?" People always ask me, "Why do Canadians have such a great sense of humor?" They don't really. I mean, they don't. They love terrible comedy, and it's on TV all the time. Like everything is washed out and watered down, so it doesn't offend anybody. So it's hard to be a fringe element in Canada, because that means you're going to get 30,000 viewers, and you can't have a career that way. And Canada's industry in every way is about the gatekeepers are like producers, and it's not about artists. It's about who's in, like, as far as comedy goes, I don't know, or like getting on television. You're not. It's not about who wrote it or who's in it. It's who can get the grant to get the show.
Right.
You know, and then they'll make a mediocre show that doesn't offend anyone, and then they'll get another grant because that one was okay. You know, and that's, in America, you're going to lose your own money if you don't nail it. So here it's mediocrity. That it just leads to just kind of, you know, nothing didn't offend anybody. Good job.
Have you ever thought, Sean, about sucking up?
Yeah, but to what? And to what purpose? Like, I wouldn't be doing work
Fame.
I'd like.
Oh,
there is no
okay.
fame
No,
here.
you can't have
There
it
isn't
both
fame
ways.
here. Who's famous in Canada? Maybe Jerry D, because he's on Family Feud, which is an American franchise.
Arlene Dickinson.
Yeah, no, she's
Yeah, but I
up
mean,
there.
it's what,
Charlie-
but that's what we
Charlie
love.
Angus.
Politicians.
Yeah, but you know what? I want to roll with you there, but I think you go into the Jane subway station, grab 100 people, and say that name, Charlie Angus, and I think 3 of them might know who the hell you're talking about.
No, for sure. It's he's
The
underground.
politicians.
It's underground.
Politicians are the stars in Canada. Politicians and news. You know, something like, say, 22 Minutes. Not that it's a terrible show, but it's been on for so long, and it's such an old format. Like, it's put on a wig and pretend to be the prime minister.
Right.
People love that stuff because they already know what the joke is.
It's familiar.
Yeah, they already know what the punchline is, so they think they're funny when they watch it and know that. Whereas we never do shows like Baskets or, you know, just crazy. Like
Well, can I ask
Zach
you about a show?
Galifianakis would never
Right.
be a star here.
Can I ask you about a show? We're going back to the 90s. This is all about the 90s, okay? For now, we live in the 90s. But I want to ask you about The Kids in the Hall.
Well, that was an aberration because you had Lorne Michaels was the producer, and his company, Broadway Video, he had come to the CBC and said, I want to do a show on Saturday night called Saturday Night Live. And they said, no, thanks. And so he went and made it into the iconic comedy show of all time in the world. So when he came back and said, I like these guys, they said, okay, Lauren. And as long as, but they also had a mandate to make it for its HBO. So it's going to be really challenging, and it's going to be really fringe and weird. You're going to have a gay character doing, not just being a silly, he's going to be in your face hard, like, and it's going to be weird. And if that had been just the CBC's decision, it would not have happened.
Interesting. So the HBO factor and the Lorne Michaels.
It gave them a lot of license, and it made them able to do what they do.
Okay, because I thought of you. So obviously I played a couple of old Corky and the Juice Pigs jams, but then there's this.
They're just a child, a tiny baby. It's a big old world out there. It can drive a person crazy. But I'm your daddy. I'm gonna hold your hand. There's some things you've gotta learn as you grow up to be a man.
Gotta treat the pretty ladies right. Gotta make them scream all night. Gotta give them booze and bling and make them wanna dangle off your dirty thing. But baby, gotta take it slow. Take the time to make her feel and grow. When you wanna do a lady's pants, gotta move with her, gotta do the dance. Take it, baby, from a man who knows. Your daddy, daddy, he knows the hose. I can make him take off all the clothes. Wanna humpty hump, but wanna self-expose. You're just a bitty baby now, but as you grow, I'm gonna teach you how to make the ladies wanna touch your love. But when you do the deed, you better wear a glove, 'cause you are just a little man child. But I'm telling you how to make the pictures go wild, make them ooh, 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 go ooh, ooh, ooh. You are just a little man child, but I'm telling you how to make the pictures go wild, make them ooh, 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 go ooh, 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 ooh. Gotta buy them the fancy wine, gotta get them feeling fine. Pretend you're listening to what they say, 'cause I think you're sensitive and that's okay. Tell the lady that you like her friends, 'cause little baby, when the music ends, she might let you take it far. Have sex with you in the back of your car. Take it, baby, from a man who knows. Your daddy, daddy, he knows the hose. I can make him take off all the clothes. Wanna humpty hump, but wanna self-expose. You're just a bitty baby now, but as you grow, I'm gonna teach you how to make the ladies wanna touch your love. But when you do the deed, you better wear a glove, 'cause you are just a little man child. But I'm telling you how to make the pictures go wild, make them move.
Sean, tell the listenership what we're listening to here.
This is a song called, I forget what it's called.
You're Just a Child.
You're Just a Child on my I'm a Human Man album. And it was produced by Robbie Roth. And I just love to go into styles and execute them well. And I just think R&B and rap is such a weird mentality. Like, women are just like, I want to have sex with women, and that's what it's all about. And look at how much money I've got, and let's have sex, women. And so this is kind of like going hard at that.
Well, I think this is fucking funny.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to this album, and then I'm thinking, coincidentally, I'm also prepping for the debut of Bruce McCullough. He's in the calendar for next week.
Yeah.
And I've had Scott on, I've had Kevin on, I've never had Bruce on, and I've tried for a long time. But Bruce, I was listening to his albums, right? And so I'm wondering, like, and again, like, you're not that, I don't even know the age difference. You might be the same age for
About that. He's a couple years older than me.
a couple years older than you. But I'm wondering, does the the ones that made TV that people will know, Terriers, These Are the Daves I know. That's the big one, I suppose. But he's got these albums, and I'm just wondering if he at all was an influence in terms of, like, comedic musical albums.
Well, what I like to do is give you something that's pretty, like, this is a little rap song, but it's, when you listen to it, it's really wrong, you know? So that, I like that juxtaposition I like to do. But I think the whole point of doing comedy music, and a lot of times it's lost, is the music has to be great, and then you can sell the joke.
Right.
And I hate when people are bad at music and then write a song and sing, like, or change the words to a popular song.
Right.
The exception would be Weird Al,
right,
who is an incredible musician.
Right.
Like, he could do anything, and his renderings are amazing. So I respect him for that. But a lot of people are just like, I sort of play the guitar, and I'm going to change the lyrics to the song. And it gives all comedy this bad name.
Right, because I played 3 songs in the past 20 minutes. I played Remember, I played Pandas, and I played You're Just a Child. And all 3 musically are top shelf. Like, I enjoy all 3 musically, right, Dunc? It's
Great production, all 3 of them.
Well, we're working on a new album. I've been actually doing some songs with Dunc and Doug, and I'm going to be doing an album with Hawksley Workman. We're working on it right now.
Love the Hawk.
And
just saw him in Guelph.
I just love his incredible vision. Like, and he's an artist, and he gets it. Like, he gets what I do. So we're going to do really, like, I do a song called Get the Big Girl on the Phone, which is kind of like a George Jones kind of, you know, get the big girl on the phone, you know. So we're going to nail it as that kind of style.
So I've been, as this has been going on, we've done some shows together, Sean and I, the Stompin Tom shows. And so we're presenting this man who's 15, 17 years younger than we are, to our audience who are 15, frightened. 17, 20 years older than him. Right. So we have a kind of a different, you know, we're trying to present, his humor is not humor.
He's Gen X, okay? You're going to let the boomers know about him.
Yeah, well, yeah, whether they want to or not. So he can adapt to our audience because he goes over, when he started singing this song to our senior crowd, these are kind of white, you know, rural country music fans for the most part. Right. Most of them quite old, and we weren't sure how this was going to go.
Right.
But he sells it, so he can sell it to this crowd, and they get it. Like we've seen some of these guys in the front row killing themselves with their overweight wife sitting right beside them, so they get the joke. But to do it the other way around, I wouldn't have a clue how to relate to his audience. They wouldn't. My humor's too, I don't know. But his humor can translate. So.
Well, it's my job, though. So, like, that's what I do. But I you know, because you're a comedian in Canada, you have to do a lot of things for a lot of different audiences and tailor stuff. So, and you do corporate shows, and you know, you have to know. Or the thing about comedy, and I've always thought, is it's a conversation. You are talking to the audience and reacting to their vibe, and it goes back and forth. And there's comics who are like, oh, I hated that audience, or, you know, it's just because you didn't connect with them and didn't know what they wanted and didn't give them what they wanted. And I have always thought we're entertainers. We're here to entertain you. You paid money to come in, and I have to give you something that you feel you got their money's worth. And a lot of comics, it's very adversarial. It's like, you better like me, and if you don't, you're stupid.
Have you seen him in concert, Mike?
Well, actually, that day, the Tragically Hip event, I saw.
I was hosting it, I think, wasn't I?
You did some funny.
Oh, good.
right? If that's what it's called.
It was a hard show, though.
So there's a
Tell
direct.
me why it's our show.
Well, it was in a weird venue. That's a weird
rec room. Yeah, it's
you're in the
cavernous,
back room, but it's continuous with an arcade. Like you can hear bling blah blah blong, bang,
Right.
bang, 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 bang,
That's-
and it was
yeah.
weird, but it was good. You know, it was for what it was fun.
Well, I was there cheering you on. I thought you were great. And I remember you had a Canada jersey on. Am I right?
That's right. Yeah, from '72.
See that memory? Yeah, 72. And we're on the cusp. I got to get back to you two because I don't think we've done a good job. We did a good job telling people that at the Horseshoe Tavern tonight, there's going to be Stompin' Tom's official 90th birthday party. And it's you two, Meredith Moon, Mike Kerr, Russell DeCarl.
Prairie Oyster.
Yes.
So the contemporaries of the Good Brothers, they were good friends, and you should get Russell in here. He's got stories.
Absolutely.
Billy McGinnis.
8 Junos or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Billy McGinnis is our fiddle player, and he was Tom's fiddle player
So-
for 13 years.
For-
I'm going to
Sins.
pivot to go. We're going Tom the rest of the way here, but I think we did. I as host failed the listenership. They should take away my Canadian Podcast Award. We did a piss poor job of telling like what you two are doing. What like you're doing a tour? Like I just heard allusions. You know when I introduce Sean to this older audience. But what are we talking about here? Is there some kind of Whiskey Jack with Sean Cullen tour I should know
Yeah,
about?
Well,
it's
let's-
called Canada's Not for Sale, and it's kind of a celebration of the 90th year of Stompin' Tom, if he had lived,
Yeah.
due to his incredible fitness regimen that he had. he didn't,
3.5 packs of cigarettes a day.
and a case of beer, but so we're just kind of celebrating his life, and they're incredible players. Like Billy McGinnis is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And like, so we're like, want to tell us where we could go to find out what the dates and locations are to see this? This sounds really rad.
Just go to that. What's
Don't get
that?
mad at me, Dunc. Okay.
No. Well, what's that letter A with the circle around it?
At
Just do at Banjo Duncan. All our shit comes up.
What's that
so.
letter A with the circle around?
Well, whatever
It's
it is.
2026, Dunc.
the at sign,
Every email address has one. We've been doing that since '96.
or you can go to Whiskey Jack.
It's been 30 years of the at symbol.
whiskeyjackmusic.com?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the other thing.
So yeah, find it, and I'm just gonna endorse these guys because as I read off the top, Banjo Dunc, dear. I mean, he even cut me a check for God's sake.
Thousands.
He bought his way on the show. More people should buy their way. Now, Sean, I had to give him his Great Lakes beer and his Palma Pasta to get him to come here, and I should have invited him over several times in the last 5 years. But I'm glad you're back because, Sean, this won't be your last visit. And of course, Dunc, I'm sure you'll be bringing another great guest on the show. And you're always welcome. I think I gave you carte blanche, right? Dunc?
Yes.
I said
yes.
you can come on anytime you bring me somebody that will like entertain me.
Yes.
Here I am now. Entertain me.
Yes.
Shout out to Nirvana. That's a Gen X reference for Sean. I know you don't know what we're talking about over here. But these names I listed, like Donna Ramsey Anderson, I would never know enough to get her on. I loved it. Douglas John Cameron, I loved that song. I was mesmerized by that song.
Mona with the children.
Mona with her children, send her love to me. I love that. Flo Hill, I wasn't sure who a Flo Hill was. Now I know. I know Brian Good, but I didn't have a connect. And Andy Curran, Brian McFarlane, Sam Grosso, is that how you say it?
Grosso.
And he's related to an exceptional soccer player, if I am correct. I believe there's a woman on our Canadian national team with the same surname is a relation of Sam. I'm just throwing that into the
don't know
abyss.
that.
I don't know.
I know that his dad was one of the downtown characters. I think he roasted chestnuts and had one of those carts.
I love those
So
cards.
Sam's connection to the city of Toronto goes back.
And people can go in the archives and hear that here. I'm going to just thank a couple of sponsors, and I'm going to play a song that I promised a chap. So, hello, James. This is coming. Jim. Jim Moore from Rusty. I promised him I'd play this, and this is the time to do it. But I want to take a moment to say, Nick Iones, much like Banjo Dunc, he cut me a check. He stepped up and he bought his way on the show. And I produce a couple of great podcasts for him. One is called Building Toronto Skyline.
Wow.
The other is called Building Success. And I got to say, the reason we're able to have this conversation right now, Sean and Dunc, is because of good people like Nick Iones who help to fuel the real talk. So thank you, Nick. Also, thank you to recyclemyelectronics.ca who have committed to partnering with this program throughout 2026. And if you, Sean, have any old cables, old electronics, old devices, I bet you got a room full of this stuff.
Crap.
And you're thinking, I should just throw in the garbage. Is that what you're thinking?
No.
Don't you dare.
Okay.
How dare you? I don't want that thought in your head. You too, Dunc. You go to recyclemyelectronics.ca.
Yeah,
Do
absolutely.
I get remuneration for bringing in my electronics?
It's in your heart because you're helping to keep those chemicals out of our landfill.
Okay.
So you put in your
so
postal
who's
code.
making money as a result of this? Is
I am.
anyone? Oh, okay. Okay, good. It's not altruistic, is it? It's not completely.
You think I can afford nice
No,
shirts like
actually,
this?
no.
No. So thank you to recyclemyelectronics.ca. And of course, Great Lakes beer. There's fresh craft beer on the table. I should tell the listenership if they're not watching this
My
video.
God, there's Canuck Pale Ale. There's this one, the whatever that guy is.
That's an
Octopus
octopus.
Wants to Fight IPA.
Yeah.
Super Light, which is super and light.
It's a lager,
both. And Great Lakes, what is that beer?
Etobicoke.
Etobicoke.
You got to come to Etobicoke for that one. They brew this in South Etobicoke, not too far from here at Great Lakes
With
Brewing.
real Great Lakes water?
Real real Etobicoke water from Lake Ontario. Filtered, don't worry, it's clean. It's safe.
What are you doing?
I've always been curious who's buried back here.
Dunc is peeling back the curtain. That's like if you've not seen The Wizard of Oz, okay, you don't do that. There's a guy back there. He's pulling the strings.
Yeah, that's right.
That's where you could be. You could be pulling these strings. Okay, I promised Jim where I'd play this, and I can't wait to do it. Do you guys remember a Canadian show called Power Play?
Yeah, with Gordon Pinsent as he played a kind of, what's the guy's name who was the owner of the Boston Bruins for years? Harry Sinden kind of character. He was the owner of the team, right?
Yeah, he was I want to say he was the godfather of Gord Downey.
Oh, really? That you can say that if you want to, but I don't know if it's
true. And this
true.
explains why Gord always donned a Bruins logo. Like even in the Courage video, he's got that nice sweater, but it's a Bruins.
He was a
logo.
Bruins fan, but that's Kingston people.
But I think that's Harry Sinden.
Maybe.
I think so. I'll ask JD.
I used to play hockey with Gord. He played goal. He was very
Was he good?
What a lot of people don't realize is he was really tall. You know, and he was a good goalie. Very quiet, very pensive.
No,
Gordon Pinsent wasn't
but
tall.
the Gordon Pinsent stories, he was lovely. Like I loved him, and he told me a story. Like when he first came to Toronto, he made a living painting portraits of dentists. Like he would do anything for money, but he painted oil portraits of he painted one for his dentist to get some money, and his dentist kept telling all his dentist buddies,
"Wow,
get Gordon to come and paint your portrait."
And they got cash.
Yeah,
that's a smart move. Yeah,
he's great.
You know, we've lost a lot of great Gords lately.
Yeah, we have.
Who else?
Well, we lost Gord Lightfoot.
Oh, that's right.
Vincent. We lost Gord Downey.
Yeah.
That's 3 great Gords right there.
Yeah.
3 great Gords. That's my next book. I think Brian McFarlane's working on it right now.
Somebody protect Gord Depp from spoons, okay? Just protect him. And Gord Stellick.
Gordie Howe.
We lost Gordie Howe as well. That's right. We lost a lot of great Gords. You should know this as the, what's the name of your touring show?
Canada's Not for Sale.
Canada's Not for Sale. You should be well aware that Canada has produced some stellar Gords.
You know, there's 2 names, Gords. There's a lot of Gords in Canada. Yeah. There's a lot of Dougs. Yeah. And there's a lot of Lornes. And nowhere else in the world is Lorne used as a name.
Lorne Green. Lorne Honickman.
Yes.
My lawyer.
Lorne Naring. There's like so many Lornes. It's insane.
Are they all FOTMs, Mike?
No, but Lorne Honickman is an FOTM. Put that in the abyss. The rest have got to catch up. So here's the song I'm going to play because anyone who listens to Toronto Mic'd knows I am a big fan of the 90s rock band Rusty. And Rusty had an album called Fluke. In fact, Scott McAuliffe has promised he's going to come over and deliver some vinyl. Not that I can play it, but I like to put it on display here. But I'm going to get a vinyl copy of Fluke because I only had the CD. Anyway, this is the opening theme to the aforementioned show called Power Play. Are you 2 gentlemen ready?
Yes.
Oh. Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game.
Oh, the good old hockey game. It's the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. With a final flick of a hockey stick in one gigantic stream. The puck is in, the hometown wins, it's a good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game.
Great.
That's the opening theme to the show Power Play, which opens with Stompin' Tom Connors and then segues into a cover by Rusty.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah.
The cover was
So
great.
that's Ken I'm a big Rusty head, so don't get me going here. But Jim, who moved to Europe, he's in Europe now listening to us right now. He's on that track. You got Ken McNeil on vocals, Scott McAuliffe, who put the band together, guitar. But that is Rusty covering Stompin' Tom. I thought it might be a nice segue as we turn our
There are
attention
some
to Tom.
very bad covers of Tom songs out there, but that's a great one.
That's really heavy.
I wanted your
The only other good
Analysis.
hockey song, there's one called Do I Like Hockey? I forget who the band is. I think they're from Toronto. They're a Jug
Jughead,
band.
yeah, downtown
Jughead.
band, yeah.
Yeah.
My friend Chris
What
Quinn's
about
in that
does
band.
the Sarah Harmer have a pretty good hockey song? I have to dig it up on YouTube.
It's
but,
about on the ice.
oh, maybe it's just about skating.
Yeah.
And then Hayden's got a good skating song.
I like Hayden too.
I like Hayden too. You know that Everything I Long For. I play it over and over. I know he's moved on. I think he because I know him personally, and he'll give me this look when I go back to that album because he's moved on to much more eclectic, more.
I just remember his
significant
song, the streetcar stopped, and what was it called? Streetcar stopped, and I did not. That's one of my and he runs into the back of a streetcar. It's a song about getting in a streetcar accident. Anyway,
Well, no, because he's a very Toronto guy, and I like
specific.
his lyrics, and he's from that same scene where the Kids in the Hall are coming up,
And
Corky and the
Huxley.
Juice Bug, and Hoxley Workman, and all these guys. So we do like, is this for the definitively, you both like the Rusty cover of hockey song there from Power Play.
Well, they're rusty themselves. Whiskey Jack, so it's all good.
Tell me why, Banjo Dunc, Stompin' Tom Connors is still relevant in 2026.
More relevant than it's funny. I was thinking about that yesterday. That you hear Gord Lightfoot songs. You'll always hear them, but Tom was on the verge of fading away. I mean, I was having a hard time selling the band until Trump started threatening us with the 51st state, and all of a sudden my phone starts ringing because patriotism is in again. And if there's anybody who is unapologetically patriotic in the industry, it's Stompin' Tom.
Aggressively patriotic.
Aggressively. I can't think of anybody who has taken it to the level he has, to the point where I always love telling this story that he left the business in the prime earning years of his life for 13 years. It cost him millions
Can you be more specific?
on principle.
Be more specific about this decision, and when are we talking here? Are we talking early 80s, late 70s? Where are we here in the
Was it 77?
That's when he gave back his Junos?
He was booked to play the CNE, and he was going to be the headliner. And then he finds out that they hired Charlie Pride, an American superstar, to come in. And he was all of a sudden Tom was going to be relegated to second banana. He wasn't going to be given the main slot. And then he found out that Charlie was making 10 times more, whatever, a lot more money than he was. And, he had been waving this banner for a long time to begin with, and he just had enough. And there's a great picture. I love the photo of him at the offices loading his Junos into a cardboard box and sending them back, putting them in a cab, sending them back to the... And I'd love to know if there's anybody out there where the hell these Junos are, because I don't know what happened to them. But
Do you think Bedini knows?
I might have talked to him about. I'm not sure, but why would he know? I think it's got to be somebody in the music, somebody in the
music business.
Well,
Why would Bedini know?
but some of
takes
the
a stand. They took a big stand.
yeah. I mean, it was just a brave, and it cost him a fortune.
Well, it's just that thing about being a Canadian artist, like, the Just for Laughs, and certainly they gave people a lot of opportunities, and I got a great opportunity out of it, but it was kind of backhanded because it's all about American comics coming up here and having a holiday and having a convention, and they would get paid so much more than us and be treated with such respect and given everything, and you just go, this is all my tax money paying for these people.
Those days might be over now. Maybe this whole conversation
I don't know.
shifted.
But to pick up that thread, though, I did a special episode of Toronto Mike about similar to what you're describing there, Sean, with a gentleman named Simon Rakoff. Do you know this?
Oh,
name?
yeah, I know Simon.
Yeah.
He's got one of my favorite jokes. All these great superheroes are Jewish. Did you know that? Spider-Man, Batman, Superman.
But Simon Rakoff would echo your sentiments and more about the Just for Laughs and it's almost like, taking advantage of this country, really. It's
Well, you look at like when they
Come
go.
on, you guys. Jeez.
Well, when you go, no, the thing is, Just for Laughs did tours across the country. They do tours across the country. Most of the acts are American. Like, you don't promote a Canadian stars. Like, there are no stars because you don't think they are, and you don't promote them as such. Right. You know, it's kind of tiring.
Bit of a chicken egg thing, sort of. So what you grimaced there, Mr.
Yeah,
Dunn.
no, I get tired of this. We look. The fact is, as a business, you're trying to sell tickets to an event, and I'm going to bring in a name. I've done it. I've brought in Gord Lightfoot back in. At Tom's 80th birthday, he came in and we sold the place out. I read Adrian. I used the stars to bring it in so that we have an audience.
Stars like Adrian Clarkson.
I borrow their audience.
She presents.
I borrow their audience. I've been borrowing Tom's audience for 13 years. And
here's the problem, though. Like, we have nowhere to promote any performers. Like, there's no television show. There's no talk shows. There's no circuit. There's no anything for us as Canadian artists to get in front of people and be taken seriously.
Can I pick up on that? Because it just so happens, I produce a podcast for Ralph Ben-Murgy.
Oh, yeah.
Called Not That Kind of Rabbi.
Oh.
You might appreciate that Rakoff joke. Now, famously, we did have a late night talk show for not even 2 years. I believe it was like 18 months or something.
Yeah.
Friday night. Did the Corky and the Juice Pigs ever play Friday night with Ralph
But here's
Ben-Murgy?
the problem.
Let's hear it.
Like, in Canada, you have to be everything to everybody. So you'd have the lowest to the low and Rita McNeil on the same show. Right. Who are you trying to get to? Like, who are you doing? Like, do you think is watching it and will watch both of those? Right. It's a small market, too. Like, there's not a huge market. So it's hard to be everything to everyone. But that's the only way you end up on TV, if you're everything to everyone.
How about this combination? Peter Zosky had a talk show.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so I went to one taping, and it was Anne Murray, Eddie Shack, and Kurt Vonnegut were the three guests.
Actually,
Come on,
I'd love that show.
That was a fantastic show.
That does sound
and
enticing.
as Kurt was being interviewed, the studio audience could watch Anne and Eddie Shack bantering with each other off camera and obviously distracting Kurt Vonnegut and Peter. It was very funny.
One of my favorite moments in Canadian television is when I interviewed Pierre Burton about this. He was on and he was cooking, right? And he had a Moulinex food processor and it was spinning and he wanted to stop it. So he stuck his hand in the top and cut his hand.
Oh my God.
But would not stop cooking. Right. It was bleeding.
Oh my God.
You can see it on YouTube.
That's
unbelievable. It was dripping. He had a towel wrapped around it that soaked through, and it was continuous.
So that sounds like a Tim Robinson bit or something.
Oh my God, it was unbelievable. And he was just like, I don't know what I was thinking.
And when you mentioned Anne Murray, and I keep thinking about that story Donna Ramsey Anderson told us about how close she came to having the hit with... what is it? Snowbird.
Right. She was offered Snowbird, and I think it was the order.
She recorded it.
I think it was the order in which it was released, and also, I mean, Anne had mega management at that time, so she had big advantages right off the bat.
Can you get her on Toronto Mic?
No, I think she might be a little hard to get to. I have
she lives down east.
Yes, she does. Yeah.
I shouldn't say
would
down,
let her zoom in.
East.
We did a couple of your guests. We let zoom in. We didn't bring Brian in the basement.
Yes.
He couldn't have made it down the stairs.
I was worried about the insurance. Like, can I afford the insurance for that visit here?
Right.
So we zoomed him in. But you, Sean, you said I would love that show. And I was thinking, and I wonder aloud if this is a Gen X thing, but I feel like we were raised with everything hodgepodge together. Like, we'll hear, for example, Top 40 radio in, like, let's say 1990. I'm just making this up now.
Sure.
But 1990, 680 CFTR. Okay, which was probably the most popular top 40 radio station in Toronto in 1990. But they would have, like, there's Maestro Fresh West, and right beside it would be Def Leppard, and then right beside that would be What's the difference? Some I don't know.
Well, we didn't have niche radio stations
so
anymore.
you said like, who's that for? And I'm thinking it seems like a modern phenomena where it's like we need to narrow cast to the specific niche, and we can't have these genres
this is the
collide.
thing. Like, I think people's mentality with phones and social media and everything like that has gone back to bits and pieces, and they want to see a variety of weird stuff. Like, and it's not, that's what happens when they're going around their phone. Oh, there's something about Donald Trump. Oh, and there's a woman doing a TikTok dance.
Oh, and there's an Olympics. Look.
And you're just like, that mentality is coming back, that kind of fragmented. What always happens, like corporations, big business are trying to figure out how to manipulate everything so they make the most money. And it's kind of, all of the streaming and all that stuff is trying to focus all that. But now people are reacting and doing cottage stuff that they make for themselves and for people, like-minded people. Right. And I think we're going to another place where indie productions, independence.
Well, I hope so.
People like my girlfriend's kids are like 13 and 15, and they're both like, I can't stand AI. Like, if they see something that's AI and I hate it.
Right.
Like, they want real experiences.
Bless them.
You know, and all they're given is processed crap.
Right.
And
they're just saying, like, give me a fucking vegetable.
Yeah, kind of in
like
an
their bodies
artistic sense.
Yeah, like this overprocessed slop. It's like, no, I want something organic.
I'll go so far also to say that I think our audiences have changed in the last few months. I think the people that Sean and I are playing to today, they're the same people, but the reaction that they give to us, what they want from us, I think is quite different than what it was 2 or 3 years ago.
Sure, I agree with that.
When you mentioned that what sounds really cool, like a folk hero, like I just saw this totally amazing new documentary about Terry Fox. I saw it at the Roy Thompson Hall, and the TSO
played the
Toronto Symphony Orchestra for you uncultured.
I thought
people.
It was a Chinese chicken dish.
Right. They played the score live. Okay, so I was just Sean Menard is the director's name. He also directed 299 Queen Street West, the dog you'll never get to see because you weren't at maybe you were there. Were you at the 299? No, you weren't. I can tell by Sean's face. But anyway, he directed famously on Toronto Mike. We talk about it often. The Much Music documentary that Crave couldn't air because he didn't clear the musical bits or whatever here. But he did this Terry Fox. Anyways, I got the same kind of chills hearing you talk about Stompin' Tom. And I'm going to play a song. So this is a long build up for me to ask you as the Stompin' Tom expert in the room, Mr. Banjo Dunc. What brought Tom back? Like, why, as a teenager, was I so exposed to Stompin' Tom Connors on Much Music, for example? Like, as a teenager, there was a lot of Tom in my musical diet. So he went away, he stepped back, but he comes back. What brings him back?
I think there was, without the political climate going on at the country at the time, it wouldn't have happened, even though there were, Peter Zosky, even Bedini had some say into this, but I think there was a division in the country over the Meech Lake Accord and free trade agreement was starting to be discussed, and Tom was getting all pretty riled up about all that. He didn't like Mulroney at all, and he was it wasn't a partisan performer directly, but he did have a letter from Pierre Trudeau on his wall. I will say that. But no, he was. I think that was really got to him, and when he realized that he had a big enough audience to influence the outcome, I think that was all it took.
I remember, I think it was in '90, maybe there was a big tour and a big Canada Day show at, I'm going to say Molson Park.
Barrie.
And we were on it.
Mariposa.
No, we were on that one at Molson Park, and he headlined it and played Canada Day. On Canada, it was that Canada Day song, Up Canada Day, Up Canada Way.
Okay, yeah.
And it was amazing how people responded to it. It's similar to when I was in Glastonbury, and I went to see Johnny Cash.
Wow.
And he was in the daytime. It was an outdoor thing. But Glastonbury is a big eclectic mix of music.
Right.
It was absolutely packed with young people, 80,000 people, because you don't realize how much influence that guy had.
Yeah.
And his album with Rick Rubin had just come out, and it was huge.
American Recording.
And he was shocked by how many people were there. And I think Tom was the same. I think people know him. And yeah, it's a bit cornball or whatever they think there is. But we're starting to embrace, like, we need these things.
Okay,
We
so
have to have them.
on the heels of telling you about 299 Queen Street West, the documentary about Much Music, you cannot watch. Maybe you go to Sean's living room, he'll play it for you. I don't know.
Okay.
Which we'll make a date. Let's get that settled, okay? But I'll tell you, so I'm born in 74. I don't know, I'm about, I don't know what I am, 14, 15. I'm a teenager, pretty young teenager. But I'm a huge Much Music consumer. Like, I'm getting a lot of my music. I liked 102.1 for the radio. I liked, and before that, 680 CFDR quite a bit. I liked Q107, and I liked Much Music. This is the song that brings me into Tom's universe. You ready?
Yeah.
Have you heard the news in Newfoundland, rolling around the rock? How Reggie brought for Margie home a cowsy dungsy clock. With Margie being a farm girl, she almost took a fit to find the cowsy dungsy clock was really made of it. The clock was from Toronto, and her mind was soon made up. She said to Reggie, get the cow and load her on the truck. We're heading for Ontario, and we're off to make her big. 'Cause Margot's got the cargo by, and Reggie's got the rig. Reggie's got the rig. Reggie's got the rig. Margot's got the cargo by, and Reggie's got the rig. Now they're
Okay, Margot's Cargo. So I don't actually have a great understanding of why I'm being, like, why am I seeing a video for this song? Why am I almost thinking, who is this Stompin Tom guy that seemingly is like a new artist or something? Okay, why do I like this so much? And then to speak to my earlier point about how these genres, you know, Kurt Vonnegut and then Anne Murray and, you know, Eddie Shack and mash it all together. I'm listening to Guns N' fucking Roses and this side by side. Listen to this in the headphones, and then I'll put on some Appetite for Destruction for you. Like, what happened?
So when you were a kid, you listened to this?
Well,
I know it
teenager.
was on Much Music.
Yeah, I unironically, I feel I need to throw that in there, loved this. And this character that was introduced to me via Much Music as a teenager.
Well, it must be the story, Mike. This guy bringing a load of shit into downtown Toronto and dumping it on the street. You know, come on, what kid wouldn't?
That story's evergreen.
Yeah, what kid wouldn't like that story? And then they start selling. You know, cow pies with the clock face on it. You know, I don't know what they got for those.
Cow pie.
Us city boys were like, I like this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, it's irreverent. It's like, well, tell him Tom was irreverent. He was a rebel. He was like a little bit like you, Mike, rogue. He was a rogue.
Elaborate. Tell me more about how rogue I is.
Unlawful. He didn't like the cops at one point. I don't know what happened later, but you know, he was a rebel. Come on, man. He was contrary.
Well, you know, he was kind of an unapologetically Canadian person. And
Love it.
Like, he would tell Newfie jokes, and he would, you know, he embraced everything about what it was to be a Canadian. And,
Yes.
You know, when the thing about Much Music was, at least it was a contact point for people with Canadian music. Like, you could go there, and it was mandated that there were Canadian artists on board. And we got on there because of that with Pandas. We had a video for that, and REM.
Well, that's where I think I discovered Remember.
Yeah, so all that's gone now. Like, everything's been homogenized and flattened, and I think we're hungry for that to come back. And that's why he's getting a bit of
Maybe
a
that's where I was going with the Ralph Ben-Murgy thing, is that we did take a, you know, and then of course Mike Bullard had a talk show, but this was a forum where a band like Rusty could play late at night. And, you know, you mentioned Lois the Low or whatnot, but right now we're just being fed on some streaming service, some Sabrina Carpenter thing or whatever. Like, this is why I think you're getting those phone calls, Dunc. I think a lot of us are starving for some organic Canadiana. Like, Stompin' Tom is sort of epitomizes exactly what I'm hungry for.
I'm not sure that the audience knows that's what they want, but when they see it, they certainly react to it.
They enjoy it so much. It's like, I always liken it to the CFL. Like, it's not NFL with all of its gloss and its betting and all of that crap, but it's ours. And these guys, I always say that they're the most sincere Canadian athletes there are, because they don't get paid very much at all. And they do it for the love of the game. And when I see all the rules changes that are coming out this year, I go, why are you doing that? Let's have a 55 center line of 55 and make it wide field and make it ridiculous. Like, that's what it is. It's not like that game. It's our game. And, you know, I think people, the way I don't know why I'm going on about this, but Toronto Argonauts have always suffered because it's like Toronto's got this attitude that why would we go to that? It's not the best there is.
Right.
And I'm like, just embrace it. Lean into it and say, this is your dad's game. And there's a reason for it. It's lovable and fun and not so serious. And, make it that attraction. Make it a kind of a boutique thing. And make it fun and make it cheaper. And you go there for a day out and get drunk and have fun. And watch something that is uniquely yours. And that's why, like, with the women's soccer is coming, and the Northern Super League is such a huge reaction to it. Not just because women are doing it, but because it's ours. It's not in America. There's no American teams. The PWHL, that stuff, like, people really love it, get behind it. And I think that's all part and parcel of this desperation for something that's ours that we've been denied for a long time because everyone's told us it's not as good, Sorry.
No, and I love that. I love that take on it. I think you're absolutely right. And then you mentioned, that knock against the CFL is it's not best on best because I guess the best will go play in the NFL. Meanwhile, though, this city does support its MLS team.
It's not the best.
Which is not the best on best either.
They're lucky because they have an ethnic kind of tap. They have all these Italians and Spanish and all these people who love football and will get it any way they can.
And also, I just realized, of course, that if you want better caliber soccer, you're not going to find it in North America.
It's getting better. Like, I'm a season's ticket holder. I love football. Like, I love soccer. And this World Cup, the whole thing that's changed is there's somewhere for Canadian players to go. That's not like they don't have to get on to Chelsea.
Right.
They can be on a professional team near their home.
Rosario can play
and there's
here.
not a chance, like, they're not just going to get, like, I can't play to make money at this. I'm going to go play basketball. I'm going to do that. So, but it's ours, and it's great. And there's no atmosphere like that. It's the best game.
Of all
fun.
the live sports I've seen in this city, my favorite atmosphere, my favorite ambiance is TFC.
The drumming and the singing.
Gotta be the supporter section, though.
Oh, they're insane. Like, I love it. And that's the PWHL games are.
Oh,
yeah.
Sing with me, Dunc. Danny Dickey-o. Danny Dickey-o. Danny Dickey-o.
Every time the first goal ever scored by a franchise team. So, and also
21-minute mark or 23-minute mark? I can't remember. But
21, 23 or something. Yeah. Anyway, the the Scepters also.
Yeah.
You go to that game and it's fun. They're excited. It's not priced out of everybody's range, and it's exciting and fun and good. And that is ours. That's why we really get behind it. So sorry.
Sean is the perfect companion for Whiskey Jack on this tour.
Yeah, it works well.
You guys have the same passion. And yeah, he can speak to Gen X. You speak to boomers and everybody.
Well, I'm
happy.
on 65 was when I was born, so I'm technically
But I feel like that isn't
in
that
the mid-range.
Okay, because you passed. I'll tell you right now.
I'm not in the boomers. I'm a year out of booming.
You're a cusp.
Yeah.
You're a cusp.
He's not one of us.
No, and I never will be.
My back still aches when I hear that word.
Where's Douglas?
I was feeling in the morning anything but fine. The farmer said I'm
Such a
gonna
good
teach
song.
you how to prime. He says you gotta don a pair of oilskin pants if you wanna go work in the tobacco plants. We landed in a field that was long and wide with one nose.
No, I don't want to keep you all day. I see now. I can't believe how easy it was to go 90 minutes with you two.
Well, it's just this song. This is good. It's just as good as any song about some town in America. And this should be everywhere. Like, this is ours. It's good.
And this, for those who haven't, because I know you mentioned it was John Douglas Cameron, but this is Whiskey Jack we're listening to doing Tilsonburg. And of course, a cover.
Hey, Tom, you ever been to Tilsonburg?
Tilsonburg, my back still aches when I hear that word. While away down southern Ontario, I never.
Do you ever want to send a thank you card to the President of the United States of America that he is solely responsible for what I feel a resurgence of pride in this country and our ideals and our values?
No, it could be a great cause. So no, I'm not going to thank him for fuck all.
Yeah, and I don't know if he could read it.
There's that.
He is a scumbag. I'm going to say it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's
maybe
the worst thing that's ever happened.
I feel like
America.
no redeeming qualities at all. Like, and I'm pretty good at finding. Like, I talk to like Bruce Dobigan and different people like that, and I can find something somewhere, a redeeming quality.
you're a bigger man than I am. I couldn't do that.
But we're all humans on this earth, and I try to listen to people with different viewpoints and try to read. But you're right. Sometimes there's just, this is a piece of garbage, human garbage, and I believe that is what applies
Some
to the
people
President of the
bring out
United States of
absolute
America.
Worst it brings the worst out of everyone he gets in contact with. He's the worst.
So, other than you doing what you're doing, can you tell me about, like, just on our way out here, I want to just explore this, because we'd have private chats through the past year. I had Charlie, before everybody wanted a piece of Charlie Angus, I had him over to talk about this threat.
Fantastic, yeah.
And it was a great episode. You mentioned this hour is 22 minutes. They took a piece of that because he went off on Wayne Gretzky, and it made it to this hour is 22 minutes. And I remember feeling kind of raw at the time that they didn't, and nowhere on that screen they could put Toronto Mic'd or TorontoMike.com or some kind of credit. It just airs. It's me talking to Charlie. I don't know how long that bit was, 30 seconds or whatever. And we're on the screen because I captured the video. I put it on YouTube. They just grab. They didn't ask for it, of course. They just grab it. They play it. No accreditation. Nothing.
That's poor.
Yeah.
And then
they
like the
should've
next
done
week, CNN called the next week. My name, Toronto Mike, the banner, and the photo they used had
That's
me
so
and Donald
typical
Trump fighting
Canada.
Each other.
That's
Yeah.
typically Canada, though.
Well, that's
They don't
unfortunate.
understand that you would want that.
Like, or just, it's just like if I'm on my blog, TorontoMike.com, if I'm going to put something up there, I'm going to say, this is from this hour, has 22 minutes, and it aired on this date. Like, that's just human decency.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we know that.
Okay, on our way out here. Go at this fucker, this fucking orange pig that's ruining the world. When he started talking making those jokes about Canada becoming the 51st state, I was royally pissed from the get-go. But we're at a point now. I'm watching the opening ceremonies from where are they? In Milan, okay?
Yeah.
And I love Olympics, and I'm watching the opening ceremonies, and the Americans are coming in, and I had in the pit of my stomach, I could feel this knot. I don't want to see this country and that flag coming in anywhere.
No.
I literally had to fucking stop. My wife's wife, I had to leave the room until the Americans were off the fucking screen. This is where we're at.
Yeah. I just, every time I hear USA, I'm like, just go home. You are just not welcome anywhere. Like, he has made being an American a kind of an almost shameful thing. It's...
And they were well on their way to that to begin with.
I've always been arrogant.
I remember posting on my Substack page maybe 18 months ago, the fact that Americans don't know that when you're on vacation and you're in a group of people, that those that aren't American talk about the Americans. So if they're not there, if you go on vacation, for example, we sometimes go south and we're in a group of people, invariably the non-Americans are drawn to each other way more than ever before. But it was always a little bit like that. They just didn't know, and nor did they care. And my guess is that for the most part, they don't care still.
Well, they think
they are the world.
They think that they are the best country in the world, the only country that gets it, the home of the land of the free. They believe that shit.
Well, they got the biggest cock, so...
Well... Here's the country that has one of the worst education systems of any developed country in the world. Then they spend more money on defense. Why do you have to do that if you're so goddamn popular? Like, why? It's just when they don't learn about the rest of the world at all. So when they travel, they don't understand that other people do things differently. And it's not the only way to do it. And it's comes off very poorly with most people.
Can I clarify?
Yeah.
The cock was a metaphor. They don't really have
You're talking about the military you're talking about.
Yeah.
I knew that. I have the nuanced ability to
I just don't know what your audience
the
is
arrogance
like.
and stupidity of this man. But like when he said, Greenland, just because a boat landed on it 500 years ago doesn't mean you own it. Wait a minute. It was 1,000 years ago. And 2, what was America except a bunch of guys in a boat landing on it? And you just celebrate Columbus as the discoverer of America. He discovered El Salvador. He didn't even set foot in North America. You're dumb as shit You don't know anything about history. You're a moron. Everything you say is idiotic. Your takes are stupid. You don't have any basis in fact for anything you say. How you think tariffs help your industry inside your own country?
Go, Sean. Go.
You suck.
Go, man.
I could run. I'm terrible with money, but even I know that's a stupid take. Hey, you know what? We're going to make everything 10 times more expensive. That'll improve things. You know, people are desperate and
He needs a podcast.
They're desperate and they have no money. You take away from the least people, the people who need it the most. And they always say, oh, socialism, you know? Like every time I have an argument with somebody about this stuff, they go, well, what do you want? Soviet Russia? Is that the only option? Is it just Soviet Russia or absolute rampant raping capitalism? Is that the only option?
Maybe you can have universal health care and not have to line up for bread.
No, because nobody's making money then. We need a middleman to rake off money and tell you you're not getting cancer treatment. You're finished. You know, everybody says, well, what about socialism? Do you use roads? That's socialism, moron.
Fire department.
Did you build it yourself? Do you put out the fires yourself? It's socialism. We're all socialists, moron. Anyway.
You two are a dynamic duo.
I'm exhausted.
I'm on your team. Just
drunk.
so you know, I'm on your team. I'm no Kevin O'Leary. Okay, I'm here to tell you.
Yeah, Mr. Quisling.
You know, I told this to Tara Sloan on Friday. I don't even want to see this Oscar-nominated film starring an actor I quite like and a director I quite like because I know it's going to have that fucking face in it. Kevin O'Leary.
Can't stand him.
Traitor.
Piece of shit.
Creepy. Yeah.
POS.
Sean, you know, I'm going to keep my door ajar for the next 10 years, and anytime you want to just
How
slip
about
down
Daniel
here-
Smith being funded by MAGA to separate from the country? How about a treason trial? How about that? That's taking foreign money to undermine our government. Go to hell, Danielle, I say.
That rhymes.
Sorry.
Sean, thanks for coming back, buddy. But you got
Come to the Horseshoe tonight, 8 o'clock.
$20.
$20 at the door?
At the door.
That's incredible.
It's incredible.
Inside the door, even.
What perfect venue for that? You know that. That's 90th birthday.
Well, that's one of his stomping grounds.
Absolutely. I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos this past week of Stompin Tom performing at the Horseshoe Tavern because I never got to experience it in person. Fucking love it. Fucking love you, Banjo Dunc.
I love you too, Mike.
$2,000
I
for
want
the
to
love.
bury your children, Mike.
Just leave a check at the on the table before you go. Okay, Dunc?
Pay for the love. You whore.
And that... Hey, you see I got my Whiskey Jack Rhymes and Good Times of Stompin Tom on prominent display here. You see that, right, Dunc?
Let's see if it's there tomorrow morning.
It's been there. I got photos. It's on
Dusty.
Instagram. You'll see photos on Instagram where it was there. And that...
I gotta go.
You gotta go, but you gotta take a photo by the tree before you disappear. Watch your head. And that brings us to the end of our 1,845th show. Go to TorontoMike.com for all your Toronto Mike needs. Go see this Whiskey Jack of Sean Cullen experience, not just at the Horseshoe, but they're in wonderful towns in this beautiful province. Get out and see them. Much love to all who made this possible. That's Great Lakes Brewery, Palma Pasta, Nick Ieni's, RecycleMyElectronics.ca, and Ridley Funeral Home. Mike's going to go into his calendar in real time. This is happening. And I'm here to tell you, it's a kind of an amazing week. I'm very excited about this week's Toronto Mike episodes. Tomorrow I have a Canadian reggae artist, Moya. She's been nominated for several Junos for her reggae recordings. I can't wait to have her in the basement. But then on Wednesday, the aforementioned Dave Bedini is coming on.
Another rat on the ice, I'll tell you.
Well, who is it? Jim Cuddy says Bedini's always got his elbows up.
Oh, yeah. Chopping your ankles.
Simone Denny. This is a big deal. Simone Denny worked with Chris Shepard on some of these Love Inc. and BKS and all this cool stuff. She's going to make her debut on Thursday. And I got a top secret recording. I don't even want to tell you, but it's a Canadian rock star. That's all you need to know. Canadian rock star, also named Gord.
Okay.
See you all then.